Everything's messed up now in OBS. Um, there is one operating system, one, in which you open a window, draw an image, and you need to force reboot your computer. Pressing the button. Like you're holding a pillow over its head, like shh, shh, shh. It'll all be over soon. And when you come back, the windows that have been running okay-ish recently, but had been messed up in the past, are messed up. And now my camera is gigantic. And my UI is tiny, so I cannot see anything. And by the way, I still, for some reason, OBS, I don't have control to like resize things like you normally do. My OBS is breaking more and more as well. Is that good? Very good. Tiny buttons, tiny text everywhere, so I have to like lean in and look at it. It is... I understand why. Because OBS opened on this month. By the way, another thing that happened. When the system rebooted, Z was on this monitor and OBS was on this monitor instead of the other way around. Which is why OBS is right now configured for a 4K monitor. That's why it looks like that. Though it looks like shit on here too. Absolutely incredible operating system we got going on. God damn! If I designed a website with this many problems, I'd kill myself. Insane. Insane. Now, genuinely, everything is messed up. I can't see anything happening. Alright, there we go. Look, we're moving away from SDL. Because, like, I'm scared of opening this again and it crashes. I think what caused the crash is the image is large. Look, it is a large image. Okay, it is a large image. It's 12,000 by 12,000. It is a cropped version of a picture I took with my phone. Front camera. But that should not, first off, should not have taken this much to load an image in a simple library, and should not have crashed my whole system. Wrong pixel format, also, but I'm too scared to open it again. I don't know about the pixel format of this image. 4 channels, 32 bits per pixel. Oh no, that's correct. 32 bits per pixel, not per channel. PNG. Raylib is better for sure. Listen, what I've seen so far, SDL is okay. Sure. But if I have to manually manage the window, and I have to manually manage the renderer, and I have to manually manage loading the image, and I have to manually manage rendering the image onto the screen, and it also crashes my system. Whole thing that happens. Fucking Linux. I don't know what to tell you. Why shouldn't I just use GLFW, STB, and all of these components myself? Less overhead. I don't even need to use most of them because I have my own rendering system. I have my own image loading library. I have my own way of doing these things, but even if I didn't, if you're still gonna make me use the individual components, then what's the point? Sure, there's SDL3 image, or there isn't, I don't know. Import vendor SDL image, that didn't work. I don't think that will work. Because I do need to install the thing. Yeah, so that doesn't exist. Although that's not a linker error. Although it should be SDL3. Okay, that's the problem. Like the audio stuff and the font stuff and the image stuff are all separate. So what's the point? What is the point of SDL? It's glue code, but it still requires me to talk to each individual component manually? Then why do I need it? Just get rid of the middleman at this point. That's just genuinely not necessary. Anyway, I risked running this one. I could have built it, by the way. They did it to avoid bloating code for devs such as when a window is input. Yeah, but you know what? GLFW can do that. And it doesn't look like SDL can easily do that. Because like at least package them all together and then just, I don't use the individual library, but don't do it like this. I don't know about this, man. Definitely
I am back on
not.
this TTS stuff. Cause I am not in the policies cause I got some buffs from a bug with some lag IRL, but I fell back in my day when we could play all day in May in shad that won't fade with a blade.
It makes sense if you're using C because SDLs have music sys atomics cross-platform. That's where SDLs shine. I don't think it's valuable in Odin. To be fair, I'm only using Odin because it vendors it. Not very useful here. Because apparently it doesn't actually vendor it. So... what do, man? But yeah, the image stuff, I do need to get SDL image. And I want fewer dependencies, not more. Similar thing could happen in Raylib. Look, I understand the image is big. Okay, it's a big image. 1,000 by 1,000, by the way, not particularly big. A wallpaper is bigger. So, yeah, it's a big image. It shouldn't have crashed my entire system. I will experiment more with SDL later. I'm a little bit scared of continuing now because it may happen again. So, I'll have to handle that off screen. Why is everything in this... all my monitor content flipped now? Linux is so janky, I swear to God. Between Linux and my operating system, you can clearly tell which one has had 1 year of development and which one has had 30. Well, no, you can clearly tell which one has had 1 year of development, mine, but you cannot clearly tell that one of them has been in development for 30 years. You wouldn't believe that. That's not very believable. Although I do have control over the size of the image, so yeah, but... alright, let's try it. Alright, ready to quit as quickly as possible. We're good? We're good. Absolutely. I don't know, actually. Maybe SDL is the way to go. Again, I kind of need the control in some places. But I don't even need images, actually, because I load my own images. So in that sense, I just need to put them on the screen. So I really just need a surface. All right, let me ask this question. How easy is it to render just a surface? I will have to make it into a texture, wouldn't I? That's the exact same issue I had with with Raylib, but Raylib was in fairness to SDL, it does allow me to customize this stuff, which is like the main issue I had with Raylib. Whereas in Raylib, I would have had to like patch GLFW. But genuinely, I might just keep my fork of Raylib, modify it a little bit more, and make it work for what I need. Yeah, I would create the surface and then make it to a texture. Yeah, I get that, yeah. It's not very different. But if it's true that it's hard to static link it, then that defeats the purpose again. Because, again, Raylib is a pleasure to work with. SDL is not. I'll tell you that much. I can patch Raylib to work like I want it. So yeah, I have to go into the code and change it, but I can do that, and then I can static link it. So if SDL can be statically linked, maybe, but I read something already. That's gonna be a no from me, dog. Raylib has RLGL, so maybe you don't need to fork Raylib. True, actually. Although for audio stuff, maybe I will need to. Surface is on CPU, texture is on GPU. Yeah, I'm doing CPU rendering, so I need to put it on there. That is fair. I'm gonna keep exploring a little bit, but not right now. Again, I'm scared to run this code in the first place. How did that crash my... Hold on. Just wanna... $75 megabytes, not good, not bad. Most of that is probably the frame buffer, so... Image is 25 megabytes. I could actually believe that. No, it's 1 megabyte. I don't know about this one, man. I'll need to consider a little bit. But not right now. I'm a little scared of continuing that. What is not working? Everything's working. I just need to consider if I want to actually use that for anything. Again, whether I need to... Raylib is okay. GLFW is kind of okay. However, GLFW gives me control over things that Raylib hides away from me. Because internally it uses GLFW. So I would like to have control over those things, specifically the pixel format, because the way that I do rendering is ABGR. No, BGRA. And by the way, the reason I didn't explain is that doing BGRA, when you are doing little endian, and you type it like this is this. So I can write hexadecimal colors in actual hexadecimal without needing to convert them in any way by just using BGRA as my color format in my GPUs in my operating system. But that means when I'm doing cross-platform, I need to invert it, or I need to tell it to use BGRA, which in GLFW I can do, but Raylib hides that away from me. Here I could, probably. Oh, I stopped rendering it entirely. That is still not correct. Almost. That is definitely not correct. This is the closest to being correct, but I'm assuming it's RGBA. Then what is it? Does the original image tell me? sRGB. What does that mean, though? sRGB means like RGB, but non-linear color scale. Okay. Interesting. That means my own code probably couldn't render this image correctly. God damn it, Apple. Why you gotta be doing some fancy shit all the time? It's a picture of a dog. Cute dog, but still, it's a picture of a dog. It's also not a very cute picture of the dog in the first place. He was asleep, by the way. He was not enjoying the music very much. He was asleep, and I put an earbud in his ear. Well, not in his ear. That's gross. On top of it. Anyway, all right. So that's an image scale issue that it works like this. I kind of do wanna hold on. Still don't know why I'm sudoing the search, but whatever. Why do I have this now? This was not there before, was I? Ish. Ubuntu moment I just had there with the apt get. Alright, let's give that one more try. SDL3 image. Carl 2D is a Raylib alternative built in Odin for Odin. No, I don't really need something for Odin. I'm just using Odin to prototype, 'cause that way I can see what the language is like at the same time. But really, I want it in C. Now, as to the fact that it cannot handle a very simple 1200 by 1200, very weird. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I still need to tell you to create texture from surface. Oh, look at that. That loaded immediately. Okay. Okay, look, STL. Okay.